Alright, so before I officially enter 1974, I'm gonna need to go back a couple years because, I just I just recently found out about another, earlier animated movie that has become available to watch on YouTube. So, these are my thoughts on the poor Miller's boy and the kitten. So this movie was made in East Germany by Lothar Bark and Helmut Barkowski. Pronouncing these names best I can. So it says, yeah, it doesn't have its own Wikipedia page. I'm just looking at it from the list of animated feature films of 1971 page. But it says it was produced from 1966 to 1970. So I guess it's like a series of shorts that were put together into one movie. Yeah, so it's kind of like that Jungle Book movie it was Adventures of Mowgli that I reviewed a few days back. Um, but yeah, that in terms of, well, let's just say this isn't anything special by any means. Yeah, it's kind of your typical story. Actually, so it's obviously based on like an old fairy tale. And I know since like back in those old days, like fairy tales were kind of spun off from other fairy tales. Like, there might be a story with like similar themes, but it's kind of different. This is probably like based around the same premise, or the same fairy tale as like Humpbacked Horse, that Russian movie I reviewed a while back. Yeah, but either way, it's a much less interesting story. I mean, it's a very basic plot. It's about this kid who's like the youngest of three brothers, and his older brothers are both bullies, and they're stupid and incompetent. And then their dad, I guess, or I don't know. I guess they're just his apprentices. So he decides that he's getting a little too old, so he's gonna select an heir to take over for him as the Miller. Um, and so in order to get the position, whichever brother brings back the finest horse wins. They all go out on some adventure to compete with each other to bring back the best horse. And along the way, the youngest one like catches this firefly, and then he befriends her. I don't know the gender of the firefly. I don't think they've ever specified it. But the firefly is kind of like the comic relief of the movie. So he and then his brothers like throw him in a sack and abandon him, and he's off fending for himself with the firefly, and then they come across this female cat, and you know she offers to give them a good horse if they complete, or if he completes 3 tasks for her. So yeah, he agrees, and then she takes him to her house where like these other smaller cats live. Yeah, it never like specifies how they're related. I'm not sure if they're like, I don't think they're her kids for, a reason that should be clear later, um but yeah, they're probably like her younger siblings. But yeah, anyway, they allow the kid and the Firefly to stay at the house, and there he'll perform 3 tasks. But there's this cat that there's this evil cat that's apparently you know like a demon from hell, and because he's got some weird magic powers and stuff. And yeah, he's trying to sabotage the kid because okay, so to spoil the ending, like it turns out that the cats were human, but they had like a curse placed on them, and I guess the evil cat placed the curse on them and turned them into cats. And the only way it can be broken is if somebody performs some tasks for them, and yeah, something like that. So yeah, the evil cat is trying to stop the kid from performing the tasks, because then he'll break the curse. Um, so and yeah, from here on, it's kind of somebody's somebody's sending out somebody's uh, somebody's lighting fireworks outside. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, it's a formula. Like each night, as the kid is sleeping, the demon cat tries to attack him, and then the next day he like performs a task, and first he's got to chop wood, then he's got to like use a scythe to cut the grass, and then he's got to like build a shed. But yeah, the cat tries to sabotage him doing these, and then he like offers him these temptation. He offers him like a free horse, basically, to yeah. Um, but yeah, the kid doesn't take the bait, and yeah, he successfully performs all the tasks, and and yeah, that's about it. He gets the cats turn back into humans. He marries the you know female cat that was leading them, and yeah, he gets a horse, and he becomes the miller of the yeah. And let's see, yeah, it's pretty much your basic story of like hard work and good deeds get the main character the reward, whereas the lazy, incompetent siblings, don't. You know, it's that story. You've heard it a million times in these like fairy tales and some of these movies I've covered. Um, and also the stakes are pretty low. It's like the kid is like clearly much more competent than the two brothers, and he performs all the tasks without very little issue. Like, sure, the cat like interferes for a moment, and you know he does some tricks that like breaks this axe, and then but yeah, the after the kid shoos him away, the axe magically fixes itself, and then like he breaks the scythe, or yeah, the scythe gets all dented up. And then like after he like during that scene, the kid almost gives in to the temptation to get the horse, but yeah, so that's the closest it gets to high stakes. But yeah, he still shoos the demon cat away, and then he like magically fixes like this super dented up scythe. Um, and then the shed, like the cat, like the cat manages to get the shed to fall apart, but I guess it still counts as him completing the task because he still put the shed together, and then he still managed to get rid of the cat afterwards. So yeah, um, but yeah, there's like very little stakes because like the main character is just so competent that he has very little issue solving all the problems and stuff. Um, so yeah, otherwise there's not much else to say about the movie itself. Well, the animation isn't very good. I might say it's like slightly better than some of the movies I've covered the last couple days, or maybe even all of them, but still, it's not very good. At least compared to a lot of other animated movies I've covered so far. Um, but yeah, other than that, nothing really special about the movie itself. Um, so I wouldn't really personally recommend it, but there might be one area of entertainment you can get out of it. So I watched a video of it on YouTube. It's in German, so actually it's in German with like Russian dubbed over it. You can hear both the German dialogue and the Russian dub at the same time, yeah, um, but yeah, you can turn on English subtitles, and whoever did the subtitles was like, they most of the time they get the basic dialogue across so that you can at least follow the plot, but for certain scenes or for certain bits of dialogue, they like decide to be kind of silly, and some of the things written are pretty funny. That's like well, for an example, I mean, you can tell it's not actually what the characters are saying, because like at one point, like he has the main character say, "This is whack, yo," and they have like the demon cat say, "Screw you guys, I'm going home," so like a South Park reference. And then like the end credits have like Billy Ray Cyrus and Miley Cyrus listed for some reason. It's so some of the, and like especially at the very end of the movie, like you get the basic gist of what everybody's saying, and but yeah, the subtitles just go really crazy at the end, and just saying, whoever did the subtitles was being silly, and it gave me some amusement with this otherwise humdrum film. Um, but yeah, it's otherwise the movie itself is nothing special by any means. I mean, it's not terrible or anything, but there's nothing about it that really makes it worth watching other than the subtitles that were clearly added in. But yeah, I'm talking about the movie itself. So I'd say this gets a 4 out of 10 for me. Um, and I wouldn't really recommend it unless you want to get a laugh out of the subtitles. But it is less than an hour, so it's not too much of a waste of time. So yeah, if you want to get a laugh out of the subtitles, maybe you can check this out. But otherwise, the movie itself is nothing special and nothing worth watching. I'm already over 15 minutes, and I feel like this movie hasn't earned a review of that length. So, yeah, again, if there's anything I feel I need to add, I'll put it in the comments. And, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that for now. So, yeah, Mash It and Smash It signing off.